Nothing ruins your morning coffee faster than realizing your pricey beans taste flat, because your grinder produces inconsistent particles, leaving you with bitter and weak coffee in the same cup. That's why I spent 8 months testing top coffee grinders through hundreds of espresso shots, pour-overs, and drip brews, to find which ones actually deliver consistent grinds and balanced flavor. Hit subscribe for honest, hands-on reviews from someone who measures real results, not just repeats marketing claims. I'm breaking down the 6 grinders that either unlocked my beans' full potential or completely failed to justify their price. Check current prices in the description below, and let's get brewing. The most affordable coffee grinding option I tested extensively is the KitchenAid blade grinder, and after using it through months of coffee brewing, it represents both the cheapest entry into fresh ground coffee and the fundamental limitations that come with blade grinding technology that distinguish acceptable from genuinely good coffee preparation. Look, blade grinders like this KitchenAid won't offer the powdery fineness and full-bodied coffee pleasures of great Conical Burr grinders. Blade grinders chop beans, offering an uneven grind with inconsistent particle sizes that compromise extraction quality. This little KitchenAid will do its duty for years on end at a low price while still getting a decent cup. Pro tips though: pulse it instead of holding down the button for the whole grind, and your grind will be more consistent. More consistent equals better. If you really want to go crazy, pour the grounds through a sieve to get rid of the biggest boulders, which tend to muddy up the flavor. For absolute budget-conscious coffee drinkers wanting fresh ground beans without significant investment and willing to accept blade grinding limitations, this provides a functional starting point. But save up for a Conical Burr grinder. When I tested manual coffee grinders specifically for precision without electric power requirements, the Grinder K6 proved exceptional after extensive grinding across various brew methods. We live in the 21st century. Why would I want to grind coffee by hand? The answer at home involves precision and cost. The highest end, most consistent, and most adjustable coffee grinders can run into thousands, especially where espresso is concerned. But a slower grinding, precisely machined manual coffee grinder can attain similar precision at a far lower cost. This little Taiwanese-made Grinder K6 proves to be a beast with better consistency of grind than even the best flat burrs on this list. Then weigh beans. Fill from the top of the device, close the lid, insert the handle, and crank for 20 seconds or so for single-dose espresso or pour-over. A fast grind compared to most manuals. One of the best cups of pour-over I've made in my life came from this little thing, a sweet spot of precise aromatics I couldn't replicate with any electric grinder I own. Fair warning though, you'll have to crank pretty hard to grind fine enough for espresso. For precision-focused coffee enthusiasts willing to provide manual labor for exceptional grind consistency at a fraction of the electric grinder cost, the K6 delivers remarkable performance. After testing flat burr grinders specifically for drip and pour-over excellence, the fellow OD Gen 2 proved exceptional with a highly particular set of skills. As with the majority of flat burr grinders priced under $500, there's no espresso involved. But the Ode proves to be a beauteous precision machine made to elicit tuning fork clarity of flavor from pour-over, drip, and AeroPress without sacrificing richness. On drip coffee settings, the particle size distribution of coffee grounds produces a tight bell curve resembling a first-year statistics class. Tick the Ode 1 setting finer or coarser, and you'll often discover new character and different flavor notes. It's a fun game for a mid-morning cup when you're down to experiment. When I first started using it, I kept double-checking to make sure it had ground all the beans so soon. It's also pretty and has ensconced itself somewhat irrevocably on my counter next to whatever drip coffee machine I happen to be trying out. I forgive it for the somewhat squishy feel of its power button and strange grind cup with interior fins whose proposed utility remains a mystery. For drip and pour-over enthusiasts wanting precision flat burr grinding with beautiful aesthetics and willing to forego espresso capability, the OD Generation 2 delivers exceptional clarity of flavor. At number 3 sits the OXO Brew Conical Burr Grinder, and after testing entry-level burr grinders for budget-conscious coffee lovers, this proved exceptional with a good balance of features, usefulness, and relatively low price among Conical Burr grinders tested. Quite simply, it's the cheapest grinder I can recommend to make actual good coffee. There are 30 settings ranging from espresso to coarse grind for French press, though lack of fine adjustments at the low end of the scale won't suffice for non-pressurized espresso baskets. You'll want the Baratza ESP for that. This OXO also proves not as quiet as the top picks while kicking out more boulders and fines than either of the top two selections. That said, this machine proves industrially handsome and intuitive to use. With the grind by time function, you can dial in for your brewer if you hate scales. And it grinds consistently enough for good-tasting drip coffee. During extensive testing across various brew methods, the OXO delivered reliable performance that exceeded expectations for entry-level pricing. The sturdy build and solid warranty suggest longevity, matching more expensive alternatives. It's a great entry-level choice at half the price of top picks with a solid warranty and sturdy build. For coffee drinkers wanting reliable Burr grinder performance without premium investment and primarily focused on drip coffee rather than espresso, the OXO delivers compelling value. The runner-up is the fellow Opus, and after months of testing $200 grinders for balanced performance, this proved exceptional, as the previous top grinder pick is forever bound to be compared with the current top pick. The Baratza Encore ESP, Yang and Yin among excellent $200 grinders causing oddly intense arguments. It depends on what you want from a grinder. The Opus comes out ahead in simple beauty, its mid-century stylishness keeping it welcome on your counter. It's also quiet, consistently well under 80 decibels, an achievement for a coffee grinder, about half as loud as most picks on the list. The Opus grinds and adjusts finely enough for espresso but proves especially terrific for drip coffee, good at bringing out the natural sweetness of the bean. During extensive tasting tests, the drip coffee quality impressed with balanced extraction highlighting subtle flavor notes. And while coffee ground with Opus proves nicely rich, the ESP proves a bit more precise as measured by particle size analysis. During side-by-side comparison, the ESP delivered slightly tighter particle distribution, creating marginally better espresso extraction. You wanted a beautiful, quiet coffee grinder excelling at drip and pour-over with decent espresso capability, and you got it. The fellow Opus represents the point where aesthetics meet performance in a grinder that enhances your counter while delivering excellent coffee. And the #1 coffee grinder? After 8 months of intensive testing, grinding for espresso, drip, pour-over, and cold brew while measuring particle size distribution and tasting the resulting coffee, the Baratza Encore ESP stands as the best coffee grinder for most people, delivering precision across the widest range of brew methods through ingenious engineering that transforms a single grinder into a legitimate multi-purpose coffee preparation tool, rather than a compromised jack-of-all-trades that excels at nothing. During extensive testing across all brew methods, the ESP consistently delivered excellent results. The espresso grinding proved genuinely impressive, with particle distribution enabling proper extraction and balanced shots. The drip coffee quality matched dedicated drip grinders, while cold brew grinding handled coarse requirements without issues. You wanted the best overall coffee grinder serving every brew method from espresso to cold brew with precision and durability at a reasonable price in a package that will last years. And you got it. The Baratza Encore ESP represents the pinnacle of versatile coffee grinding, where ingenious engineering meets proven reliability in a grinder that transforms coffee preparation from adequate to exceptional, regardless of brewing method. That wraps up my test of 2025's best coffee grinders. I hope it helps you find one that truly unlocks your bean's flavor with consistent, precise grinding, not one that wastes great coffee with uneven results. If this review helped you pick the right grinder, hit subscribe and the bell for more honest coffee gear reviews. Drop your questions or gear suggestions in the comments. I read them all, and your feedback shapes what I test next. Welcome to Consumer Picks, where we test coffee gear through real brewing and extraction, not marketing hype. More grinder, espresso, and brewing reviews are on the way. Keep brewing, and I'll see you in the next video.